Right, let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next team, obviously Sky, but we have seen a lot of over in the UK, and we'll continue to see a lot of. We have a really great relationship with the Jags team as well. Always thankful for any time we get with any of their players, and all the players we've always talked to have always been fantastic. But this is a team as he runs off, and I'm asking him a question, and he comes back. I did hear the doorbell, so maybe it was
that was quick, wasn't it? I feel like that was. Imagine that in a 40-yard dash. That would have been a combine record setter.
Anyway, the Jags. What have you liked about their off-season? I mean, it's a team that is always a nearly team, a little bit like Colts in that sort of bracket. Maybe I think we amp up the Colts more than the Jags, but obviously we talked about the wrapping up of Trevor Lawrence's contract on the Tuesday show. How are you feeling about Jacksonville Jaguars this year?
It's a big year for Trevor Lawrence because I feel like he is the epitome of, he's one of those quarterbacks who's either overrated or underrated. Mm-hmm. No one ever knows where to place him. I mean, obviously, Fred, you said a couple of times about, top 10, top 5, and I guess talent-wise, he can be that. For me, at the moment, he's probably just outside that top 10, probably around 11th or 12th. Obviously, that high ankle sprain last year did have an impact, but the team just needs to step up. Like, they obviously managed to keep Josh Allen, Eric Armstead's come in, which I think is going to help because Trayvon Walker was quite bad against the run last year. I think everyone sort of looks at him and says, yeah, he got double-digit sacks, but productive-wise, he wasn't probably as good as if you actually look at the tape. So I think there's a few coaching things that need to be done there to make them competitive and have a chance to win the division. But I guess when you do have, it's Trevor Lawrence's 4th year now, right? He's seen a lot more than he would have done, obviously, in his rookie year. He's got a lot to sort of buy into, and so I've seen that situation. I've done this. He just needs to make it happen now. And we saw that in London in that Bills game. We were there. We thought that. I think everybody thought the Bills were going to win, so he can step up when it matters. But I think, it's you can even tell I'm trying to talk them up, but something in my voice, I'm just not convinced. Like, again, they're going to be a team, like we said with the Colts, probably same as last year. One team wins it with 10 or 11 wins. Then you got 2 at 9 wins. The Texans and Colts, the Texans have a Super Bowl chance. The Jags and the Colts could be playoff teams, but I just don't see them going all the way. But that's not a bad thing.
Adam, do you think, because obviously we have a bit of an affinity with the Jags being that they're in the UK a lot and have historically been in the UK a lot, do you think there's a bit of an ingrained thing where we want them to succeed and do well?
Yeah, I think they are everyone over here's second team, I suppose, is probably the nice way of putting it. I don't know. I think a lot of people would like to see them do well because they do come over here all the time. I do worry for them, I have to say. I feel like their window, they had a very little brief window where it felt like they could really push on and do something, and CJ Stroud kind of slammed that pretty quickly shut, and that was the end of it. When it comes to them in general, I just felt they were very average last year, which, they went 9-8, so I suppose that kind of makes sense for average. Last 5 games they went 1-4. That's a bit of a concern because normally, in the same way, going 4-1's good, 1-4 is not good, and it's you've got the same coach there, same quarterback. They've made a few changes. I worry for them, that defense. Josh Allen, signing him again, great. Bringing in Eric Armstead again, great. Safety, they lost Rashawn Jenkins. That's at safety. I think that's a big issue for them. They brought in Darnell Savage. As a Packers fan, I can tell you that Darnell Savage is not amazing. So that's a bit of concern. And they didn't really look at it in the draft, so that's a bit of a concern for them. I think they might drop off a little bit again. I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. We spoke about him. I'm not 100% in on him. I think he will. I think he could do well. I think maybe it's just not really worked yet, and I think it could be another year of not doing a lot, I'm afraid.
We will have to apologise. Well, you two have to apologise because it is Josh Hines Allen now. Obviously, he has changed his name, which we are huge fans of. Josh Hines Allen. He was great when we chatted to us, and he was such fun. He's such an amazing player. I think you're right about that small window. At one point, you had Davis Mills, Ryan Tannehill, and Matt Ryan. as your
Yeah.
other quarterbacks in that division, and it was very much.
And
like,
you've got to
this
take
week.
advantage of it, haven't you?
Yeah,
You have to.
Yeah, hugely. Yeah, hugely. You've got to take. It doesn't get much. It won't get much better than that sometimes within some of these divisions.